Welcome to the Automotive Blockchain channel, everyone. Hey, how is everyone doing? This is the Automotive Blockchain channel bus, and I'm just asking all of you who are new to the channel, get into the bus. We're about to kick this thing off. And again, a love dub goes out from my heart to all of you who are listening. Let's kick this thing off. All right, so a coworker of mine had asked me saying, hey, I've got a couple of buddies and they're really interested in Stellar. Would you be able to do a quick video on Stellar, just kind of talking with them about some of the benefits of it? And I wanted to go ahead and let everyone know that I have added Stellar to my Automotive Blockchain watch list. Now, I actually have been bagging Stellar for quite some time, over a year, and it has performed quite well. For those of you that are unfamiliar with Stellar, and its ticker symbol XLM, I'll get into that in just a moment. But this particular video is going to be a very, very basic video about what Stellar is, and I'm going to layer in there right from the Stellar's website some of the benefits of it and what it has to do with an example that they use for buying a car. So here we have for those of you who are new to the channel, I have an Automotive Blockchain watch list. And what this watch list includes is a bunch of tokens that I am just simply watching because they have something to do with the automotive industry. And there are a few in here that, quite frankly, I just kind of, either because I bag them, I like their technology, or I use them, such as the Ethereum, Bitcoin, and USDC. Probably should throw Tether in here, but I just haven't gotten around to it, just as kind of watchers to see how the market goes. And what I mean by that is I cannot do it as much justice as the Crypto Teacher does. For those of you that don't know about the Crypto Teacher's channel, he definitely does a great job explaining, the signs, the signals of what goes on in the market. Definitely encourage you to check his channel out. I don't know him, never met him, never spoke to him, but I do enjoy his channel a lot. Anyway, so you can see here I've added Stellar, and Stellar is ranked number 20 on CoinMarketCap's list. And what is Stellar? Okay, well, first let's get into a little bit about where they've been. Now, if you're new to this cryptocurrency game and you're trying to figure out some entry level areas that you're saying to yourself, I just want to figure out where I can invest. Some of these low market caps, these low coins such as Stellar itself, it's 7 cents back going into last year. They're definitely great places to start. There are some coins that are definitely ranked lower than this, but let's look at Stellar. So if you were looking at Stellar, and this is going to be for those of you who are new, who were thinking about last year, you were sitting in there and it was, you're just trapped in your house and you're hearing more and more about the Bitcoins of the world and everything else like that. Well, check this out. So you have Stellar. And last year, going in September, right before Q4, you could see it was at 7 cents, 8 cents. And it kind of trickled along there pretty much until it got closer to Christmas time here. And you can see it started bumping up to 19 cents and really started to escalate on up there till recently in 2021 here, where it started peaking out at 73 cents. So I think it was actually 72.9 cents is really what it was. But and then now it's starting to track back a little bit with a little bump right there in the past day or so at 39 cents. So if you really were to think about that, had you gotten into Stellar literally last year, let's say October, you treated yourself to a United States Halloween gift in your trick-or-treat bag, and you decided to bag yourself 7.1 cents worth of XLM. Literally today, it's worth 34 cents. Do the math on that, folks. So, and today it was up at 35 cents a little bit. So you literally could have earned, what is that, 5 times the amount of money that you would put in there. So let's say, for instance, back here when it was worth like 7 cents, and you decided that you wanted to put $5,000 in, or $1,000 in, or $100 in, whatever it is. But if you just put $1,000 in, you'd be sitting on $5,000 right now. That is a down payment on a car, man. So you get the idea of what Stellar, how Stellar has performed literally within less than a year. And I'm telling you, even though you are thinking about, is it too late to get in? No, it's not too late to go ahead and invest in Stellar at all. I definitely recommend it. And Kate, just so you know, for everyone on this channel, I am not a financial advisor. Do your research. This is like information, infotainment purposes. Definitely go ahead and do your research on anything that you hear here. All right. Now, let's go over into the Stellar website, stellar.org. And this is kind of an introduction to Stellar in and of itself. And I don't need to go through their entire website to kind of give you an idea of what Stellar is. But let's just put it down into brass tacks. This paragraph right in here says that, essentially what you're looking at is you have a traditional dollar, as you can see over here in the image, and then you have this dollar token. And what Stellar does is it allows entities to create a 1-to-1 ratio between a Stellar token, and the traditional dollar. So, well, here's how they kind of show the example. It says, but in a global system, this 1-to-1 promise of a token for a currency, let me scroll up a little bit, has important implications. For instance, no matter how a token moves through the economy, the underlying dollar never leaves that bank account in the United States. Now, let me pause right there, okay? It never leaves the bank account in the United States. So here's the benefit of this, okay? So if any of you have ever tried to, remittances, sending money overseas because you want to send it to your abuela, your grandma, your age, if you're speaking Mongolian, your mama, whatever it is, that you are overseas and you want to send money back home, sometimes that stuff gets tied up for days before they need the money. So if your relative has an emergency, like a medical emergency, it could take a couple of days to get that money. Now, yes, they're very happy to get it, but I'm telling you, it also has fees associated with it that can oftentimes be through the roof. So in this particular case, the money stays at the particular bank. So suppose someone loans their tokens to someone else who then uses it to buy a car. This is the cool thing with it. There's no bank has to settle the purchase or approve the loan. Furthermore, it doesn't matter if the seller if the seller of the car lives in Mexico, Singapore, or anywhere else, they can still own the tokens and can trade them however they please. The Stellar network makes it borderless. So literally, you're able to go ahead and send money overseas at the blink of an eye. And basically, for those of you who are new to this and you've heard recently about the XRP, because that's kind of popping in your radar, it's basically what I like to call XRP's, younger brother or little brother, so to speak, or you can say little sister, whatever you want to call it. But it's a sibling. It's a sibling, as I consider it, of Stellar, of XRP, and that's really what it is. So get this, all right? So it creates these digital dollar tokens. And also means that people all over the world can actually own them. They can buy them, they can sell them for the value of $1 without they themselves having a U.S. bank account. So that's right. People overseas can have these representations of this U.S. dollar token, this U.S. dollar coin, and no matter where they live, they'd be able to have it. And, obviously, just as long as the U.S. dollar is worth something, then it would be worth something too. And this could be, and keep in mind, so Stellar can create this technology regardless of where you're at. So let's say, for instance, the Chinese yuan wanted to use Stellar network in order to make the Chinese yuan, as for yuan tokens, as you can see right here, then they would be able to do that. And the value of whatever the yuan is, it would be a 1-to-1 ratio to whatever the yuan is worth. Same thing with pound or sterlings or whatever you want to call them, the euro tokens, etc., etc. So that kind of gives you an idea of the value of it. It's literally the cross-border payments, and you don't necessarily even have to go to cross-border. It could be payment to payment from one person to another. So here's the thing. What about where they're at in the news? So I wanted to kind of show you something. All right, check this out. So when you go over and you just kind of do a quick research into what are some partnerships for XLM, that is Stellar, Visa pops up as being one of them. This came out a couple of months ago, but Visa partners with fintech. So get this, if you are new to understanding what in the world Stellar is, check this out. Visa partners with the fintech startup Tala to drive crypto adoption in emerging markets. Again, the emerging markets. So for those of you listening to this inside of the United States, you're not an emerging market. In many cases, you are demerging. But anyway, so they're using that. Now, this is a big deal simply because, as we scroll down here, you can see that as Visa is utilizing this USDC to support on Ethereum, here's how it boils down to this. Visa is going to be building some of this technology on the XLM, or on the using the Stellar Foundation or Development Foundation's backbone. So with the XLM currency, okay? So now here's the thing. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be building and utilizing XLM. It's just they're building the technology on the Stellar backbone. So in my opinion, it's probably a kind of a closed environment, but you know, more to shake out on this. And there's been plenty of other videos out there done on this, because this is an old article. So through the integration with Circular and Stellar, Tala's customers will gain access to USDC in Tala. And keep in mind, this is US dollar coin in Tala's digital wallet, supporting asset storage, cross-border transfer, and crypto fiat exchange. So that's crypto to traditional money exchange functionalities, which means people can then go ahead. So let's say, for instance, you decided that your abuela, they lived over there in, let's say, Mexico or wherever it is, wherever they're at, and you transferred money to them. They then would be able to take that particular you know, the XLM, and then exchange it for their local currency, whether it's pesos or whatever it is. They'd be able to exchange it for that. The partnership with Visa will provide Tala the ability to issue Visa cards linked to a wallet, enabling Tala's customers to spend against the USDC balance of at any of the 70 million merchants worldwide. That is the huge part about it, and that's one of the things that you'll want to consider when you're looking at this. So hey, if you were new to the entire understanding of what in the world is Stellar, I've heard a little bit about it, I am new to this blockchain environment, this is one of the things that you'll want to keep in mind. It is definitely going to be a good kind of entry level token that you could look into. Again, this is not financial advice. Definitely do your own research on that, but it is going to be something where you should be able to look into further. All right, so let's go ahead. Let me know what you think of the video. I'm going to go ahead and cap this one off with that, and I look forward to seeing you next time.